Hi, so this video is going to be your page in your interactive notebook for composite figures. So pay attention to the top part of your screen here where it says 4.3 composite figures. That could be your title. However, if you have the paper that you got from your teacher that's probably green, it's already on there. And it tells you what a composite figure is. A composite figure is a figure that's made up of two or more figures. Think about the simple figures you already know, like rectangles, squares, triangles, all the different quadrilaterals, as a matter of fact, and circles. So if we cut those pieces up and we put together to make these odd-shaped, those are the composite figures. You can find the area and perimeter of these composite figures by just following some simple steps. Find any missing sides, and missing sides would be unlabeled with measurements. Find the perimeter by adding all your sides, or if you happen to have a curve, the perimeter of a curve you know is the circumference. And then for the area, you divide into simple figures and find the area of each and then add them together. So let's look at this first example. And as I'm working through this, I would like for you to also be working the problems with me in your notes. So the first thing that it says is to find your missing sides. And so I have these missing sides here with the question marks. So I've just taken a highlighter and I want to highlight that I need to find out what that missing side is. Now what's interesting is I know you can see that if you took this shape and you were, say, to divide it, you can see I have a skinny rectangle here and then a shape that could be a square here. I know that this full side across the top is 6 feet. I know that this is 3 feet. So following the rules of opposite sides equal, I know that this piece here is also a 3. So this 3 plus this missing side equals 6. So that tells me that this missing side here is also 3. So I guess for my notes, I would have you put over here on find missing sides that 6 minus the 3 equals 3 for one of your missing sides. Well, let's change colors here. And let's notice what our other missing side is right here. Now, we know that this full missing side here is 5 feet. Well, we know that this piece is 2 feet. So if I was to extend this right here, and I know that this part here, with the rules of opposite sides are congruent or equal, if this is 2, then I know that this piece is 2. So 2 plus this piece is equal to 5. So I know that 2 plus the missing piece equals 5, or 5 minus 2 is 3. So both of our missing sides are 3. Now that we have the missing sides, what can we do? Find perimeter. That's right. So to find the perimeter, we would just add all the sides. I like to always be sure that I catch them all. So sometimes I'll circle them. 6, 2, 3, 3. And get that far. 6 plus 2 plus 3 plus 3. But we're not done. Plus another 3 plus a 5. That gets us all the way around. And our total is 22. 22 what? I hope you know that perimeter is just a fence line, and it's feet, the units that we're given. Now, we are supposed to divide it into simple figures and find the area of each. Well, here you can see I've got 3 shapes, but I don't need to use all 3. I could use any 2 that I have already. So let's look at this top skinny shape here. This is a rectangle. And we know for the skinny rectangle, this piece here It's base times height. We know that the base of this figure is 6 and the height is 2. So it's 6 times 2, or 12 units squared. So all of this top piece is 12 units squared. And I can show you we're talking about the full interior of this piece. It's 12 units square. Now we need to figure out this bottom piece. How big is it? So again, the bottom piece also going to be a parallelogram, base times height. It happens to be a square, 3 times 3. So area equals base times height, or in this instance, 3 times 3, which is equal to 9 units squared. So if we know the top was 12 and the bottom was 9, we just add them together and we get, that's right, 21 units squared. Okay, so that was a basic example. The next one is a little more complex because we've added a circle, and we didn't even add a full circle. We've added only half of a circle called a semicircle. So the first figure we see here, this rectangle, is pretty simple. So we need to label all the sides, radii, or diameters. So if this is 14, we know this side is also 14. Which then, in turn, you can see is our diameter. If this side is 20, then this side is 20. So we've labeled all of our sides, our radius, which we don't need the radius because we're not finding area yet, but we do know that if our diameter is 14, then our radius would be 7, and we'll need that later. We're going to find the circumference of our curved edge. This is all for perimeter because we know to go around, we'd go 20, 14, 20. We need this half circle space here. So we're going to use circumference is pi times diameter, but we don't have a full circle. We only have half a circle. So we're only going to use half of that formula to get the half distance. So in your calculator, 0.5, what is pi? 3.14. And what was the diameter? 14, exactly. I can quickly say that half of 14 is 7. And 7 times pi, if you want to pause and use the calculator, you could do so right here. It is 21.98. That's what this curve is right here. So the distance from here, curving around to here, is 21.98. And I wish I could write a little clearer, but it's a little difficult. All right, so now we're ready to add all of our outside for the perimeter. So our curve being 21.98. And then we have our 14 on our outside piece here. And then our two 20s. So 20 plus another 20. That takes care of all the outside. 20, 14, 20 plus 21.98. We don't include the inside. So our total perimeter of this composite figure is 75.98, which is right about 76, and we are in centimeters. 76 centimeters. Now let's talk about area. You know that the area of this block piece, that's the simple one. That's what we're pretty comfortable doing. We know that it's going to be base times height, so 20 times 14, or 280 units squared. I want you to figure out, knowing that area of a circle is pi r squared, you know that that is only half a circle. So add the half in front, fill out the formula, find this area, and put it together. Let your teacher know what you get.